From Rich Fisher and Joe Glover, this is TV2 Eyewitness News at 11.
It's certainly great to see that people have the affection for you that they do, and I can't say anything except that I appreciate it very much.
And the fans want Ernie Harwell to know they simply can't believe the voice of the Tigers is being thrown out of the booth. Some are so outraged they are starting to fight back. Good evening, I'm Joe Glover.
And I'm Rich Fisher, and that's our top story tonight. Ernie Harwell fans trying to hit Tiger management where it hurts tonight, and that, of course, is in the pocketbook. A revolt is underway as consumers hold back money from those they believe had the most to do with Harwell's firing. They're targeting Domino's Pizza, which is owned by Tiger owner Tom Monahan. TV2's Kathy Walsh is standing by live at a Domino's Pizza shop with word that fans might be aiming their wrath in the wrong direction. Kathy?
Well, Rich, Tom Monahan does own some Domino's stores, but most of them, over 90%, are like this store, owned by small business people. Now, this is part of a 97-store chain owned by a group of investors. And tonight, that group is angry and says the Ernie Harwell decision is cutting into their profits. They are doing what they can to let WJR Radio and Tiger management know where they stand.
We also trying to get in with
Jerome Pembroke has nothing to do with Ernie Harwell's forced resignation. But try telling that to some of his customers.
We've been, long-time supporters of, the Tigers. During the summer, we wear Tigers hats as a part of our, our uniform. Mm-hmm. So basically, I tell them that, we are backing, the fact we're not in cahoots with the fact that Ernie Harwell has been fired.
Some people don't understand that most Domino's are small businesses, separate from Domino's owner Tom Monahan's domain. Tonight, between 5 and 6 o'clock, this store usually sells 30 pizzas. They sold 20 today. Between 6 and 7, 35 pies usually hit the dinner table. Tonight, 22 were sold. And between 7 and 8, the story is the same, which means sales are down about 40%, or several $1,000s.
These outlets here, they're locally owned, and the people are suffering for it, that it's not these people's fault.
Bob Russell understands who is and isn't to blame, but other customers aren't so sure. The folks in Kevin Trelout's office have decided to boycott.
We pretty much had the opinion that it wasn't a very good pizza anyways, but we're going to stay away from it.
Franchisors themselves are fighting back. Tim Brown manages 97 Domino's in 5 counties. He's pulling all his advertising off Tiger baseball on WJR, a move that could cost the station $295,000.
We spent a lot of advertising dollars with WJR, and we have over the past 5 years, probably close to $1 million. And we made a conscious decision, not to spend any advertising dollars with WJR and the Tigers in 1991.
Last night, the 97 stores, including this one that Tim Brown operates, were down $35,000 over what they usually do on a Wednesday night. They don't expect things to be that bad tonight, but it's too early to tell. Reporting live from Southfield, Kathy Walsh, TV2 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Kathy, thank you. Crazy Benzies, who yesterday started a boycott against Domino's Pizza, has now dropped their boycott due to RPM's negative feelings on that Ernie Harwell decision. But they are continuing their petition drive to get Ernie Harwell reinstated. Joe?
The decision to remove Ernie Harwell from the broadcast booth has incensed the fans who've supported Tiger baseball for years. And some of those people got together tonight, held a meeting. As TV2 reporter Mark Tadino reports, their plans to protest the decision include boycotting one of Detroit's most treasured traditions.
Like countless others who've depended on Ernie Harwell's call of the game, Don Variation thinks the Tigers' decision to get rid of him stinks. But here's one fan who's angry and willing to do something about it. Don wants everyone to stay away from Tiger Stadium this coming opening day.
Our objective is to reach the 52-some-odd thousand people that generally fill the stadium opening day to get them to stay home.
And by staying home, Variation and his friends want a message sent loud and clear to Tiger management. Bring Ernie Harwell back.
Baseball is not necessarily just a business. You have to sometimes do the human thing and the right thing. And what they did was absolutely wrong.
I think the value of the franchise.
Over in another part of town, another group with another plan to fight this Tiger decision. The dismissal of Ernie Harwell has touched a nerve not only with regular Detroit Tiger fans, but also with those fans concerned with the team's tradition. The people here who want to save Tiger Stadium say the latest assault just destroys the team's history.
They have a vision of a suburban plastic shopping mall baseball team with an announcer to match.
But the question remains, what can the fans do? Well, so far, there's the bumper sticker and T-shirt assault and the hoped-for desire to boycott opening day. But what the fans really hope for is that other fans join them in their fight.
And I think the Tigers have underestimated, again, the amount of outcry. I'm sure that they thought there would be a lot of flack about this. I think there's going to be a lot more than they've imagined. I think there's a lot of people very angry, and a lot of very powerful people in this case very angry about this.
In the meantime, the fans talk and wait. Opening day is less than 4 months away. In Royal Oak, Mark Tadino, TV2 Eyewitness News.
And Don Varation, the man who is organizing the boycott of opening day, says his group will pass out flyers to all downtown bars and nearby businesses, encouraging them not to attend the traditional opening day game.
Well, despite all of this negative attention, all of this backlash, do not expect Bo Schembechler to change his mind. At least that's the word tonight from Mitch Albom, a friend of Schembechler's who co-authored a book with the former University of Michigan coach. I talked with Albom tonight on Eyewitness News at 6. And he has no illusions about Bo bending to public pressure.
No, in fact, the bigger the backlash, the more adamant he'll get, even if he's wrong. And he may know deep down that, boy, this was a mistake, but no. If people are thinking that the more noise they make, the more he'll back off. Now, I'm talking about Bo personally. There are other elements involved in this decision, not just Bo, but no, Bo, you push Bo hard one way, he pushes back hard the other way.
Well, job offers are already starting to roll in for Ernie Harwell, and he says he is deeply moved by the outpouring of attention from his fans, not only here, but from around the nation, Joe.
And TV2's Bill Gallagher spent the day with Ernie and has this report.
We've heard from everybody in all walks of life. We've heard from everybody in America except Bo Schembechler and Tom Monahan.
The calls keep coming to the Harwell home, and for Ernie, some of those calls are job offers.
What kinds of job offers have you had so far?
Well, I'd rather not say, but I have had 5 calls in the last day, and different people asking me if I'd like to work for them. And even if I don't work, even if I retire, I'm the kind of a guy that likes to keep busy. I've got a lot of interest, and I don't think I'm going to twiddle my thumbs.
And there are some of Ernie's devoted fans who would like to put thumb screws into Tiger owner Tom Monahan and club president Bo Schembechler. But the kindly Harwell is calling for restraint and the growing storm of protest over his firing.
I hope that folks don't embarrass the ball club or the station or me or themselves, but and they keep it within bounds. But it's certainly great to see that people have the affection for you that they do.
Lulu Harwell is telling friends she's still angry about her husband's treatment.
I support my husband and my children, and if anybody wants to hurt them or deal with them unfairly, I don't like it. And I think God calls that righteous indignation. I'll get over it, and then I'll ask forgiveness.
But Ernie remains soft-spoken, kind, and humble, simple virtues which often elude lessers like greedy millionaires and crude bullies.
I've really felt good, and I'm sorry I caused so much commotion, but I guess that's the nature of the beast.
And the nature of this man in the face of adversity is to show dignity, benevolence, and forgiveness. In Farmington Hills, Bill Gallagher, TV2 Eyewitness News.
That Harwell firing, definitely the talk of the town. And judging by the responses we got to our TV2 phone poll last night on the Tigers' decision, very, very few people agree with the Tigers. Only 280 people said they agreed with the Tigers' decision. More than 9,000 say it is a mistake. And a Detroit Free Press poll of 500 baseball fans will appear in tomorrow's paper. But here is your first look at that poll. 3 of 4 Detroit Tigers baseball fans think Bo Schembechler goofed when he decided to fire Harwell. Among those who disagree with Schembechler's decision, about 26% think Tigers owner Tom Monahan should overrule the Ball Cubs president. About 12% think Monahan should fire Schembechler. 28% said they will not listen to Tigers radio games as frequently without Harwell giving the play-by-play. As far as a replacement for Harwell and his sidekick, Paul Carey, 372 people said they simply don't know who can step in and fill those 2 seats. Al Kaline was mentioned 45 times, George Kell 24 times, Jim Northrup and Harry Carey 7 times, Eli Zaret 5 times, and Frank Beckman and Ray Lane 4 times.
I think Eli would be pretty good.
I bet he would, yeah. I'm sure he'd enjoy it, too.
Yeah. Other news tonight, in fact, a surprise announcement coming from the Soviet Union.
And we'll tell you about the search in a small Michigan town for something that may hold the secret of life on another planet.
I'm Chris Edwards. Our holiday weekend starts tomorrow, and it's going to feel like springtime. But by the time the weekend is over, it's going to feel and look a lot like winter. I'll have details.
Due to excess inventory, GMC Truck is holding a model closeout. This is a limited time program to reduce inventory levels on 1990 Sierra pickup trucks only. The program includes $500 cash back or a competitive finance rate for qualified buyers, plus a special cash value incentive direct to dealers. Come in today and make your best deal on a 1990 Sierra pickup while supplies last. GMC Truck, it's not just a truck anymore, it's quality on the road.
I think every fan is a coach at heart. They really get into the game, the strategy, the players. I love everything about coaching, particularly getting paid for it. I love coaching. Hey, wait till you see Cousins' expanded sportswear department. It's loaded with great gift-giving ideas. How do these guys even stand up on these little blades?
Art Van experienced such an overwhelming response to our half off, half the store, half the day sale that we're repeating this unbelievable event. This Friday only, save half off on half the inventory. Plus, get $3,500 instant credit, no down payment, and no payments till July 4th with approved credit. And Art Van's Holiday Express guarantees delivery before Christmas. See store for details. It's this Friday only, noon to 9 only. Don't miss it at Art Van.
Well, first day of winter, I suppose we should expect snow and all that kind of thing?
No, this is Michigan. We expect something different all the time, right? It's going to rain tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Winter comes in tomorrow evening, and you may or may not know it because it's going to feel like a spring day in Michigan. But it's winter, and here, as a reminder, the colors of Christmas. This, the Preston home on Rosella Drive in Taylor. And that, indeed, is a beautiful sight. Our colors of Christmas. You still got time to write in. Send it to us here at WJBK, Box 2000. Let us know where there are pretty colors of Christmas. We're in Southfield, and the zip is 48037. Lots of folks traveling tomorrow as the holiday weekend gets underway. A lot of the nation will be dealing with snow. If you're traveling to places like Denver or Minneapolis, St. Paul, be ready for it. Cold and snow in the western half of the country. For us and places like Chicago, it's going to be rain. Same story on the East Coast. Could be some delays here. They are likely farther to the west, so keep that in mind. In the meantime, right now it's cloudy, temperature up to 40 at the airports, come up a couple of degrees with a southerly wind helping to bring up the warm air. And for now, a steady barometer. Some other temperatures, 40 at Metro, 39 at City, 37 Mount Clemens, and 41 in Southfield. Again, temperatures on the rise the last hour or two. 77 was the high in New Orleans. You want warmth? Head to Tampa, 86. They set a record there. Our high was 42. And look, as you go west, 22 in the Twin Cities, 20 below the high in Great Falls. And in the Mile High City, it was 5 below. But it snowed, too. And here's how it looked. The slick streets around Denver, they were sliding around with a couple of inches of fresh snow. But some guys were just almost making an event out of this. Look at this. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's the streets of Denver today. And the aftermath doesn't look any better. Thankfully, in that one, nobody was hurt. We're going to get ours, but it's not going to be snow right away. This is rain lifting in our direction. It is quickly moving to the north, and I think the rain will be in here for the morning rush. But here is the front, which divides the very cold air. Look at the temperature contrast on either side of that front. And that's going to get in here, but it's going to take time. Again, for tomorrow, a good chance of rain. It'll be a soaking rain, and the cold air and snow will be off to our west. Now, then on Saturday, it gets closer. I think in the morning hours or mid-morning hours, that front will come through here. It'll turn colder, but I think we'll be dry in Saturday afternoon. Even though temperatures get colder, it'll be dry. Our chance of snow comes with this low pressure as it rides to the northeast, and we'll be in the cold air Sunday. Sunday is the day that we have a chance of getting some snow. It could accumulate a little bit, but it doesn't look like a big storm. Stay tuned. We'll keep you advised. Here's how it looks. In detail, tonight, 39 the low. I think we've already hit it. Temperatures climbing or steady the rest of the night on a brisk southerly wind. Tomorrow, 50 degrees on a south-southwest wind. And again, pack the umbrellas. You will need them. And here are the weather changes I talked about. 48 Saturday morning. Then temperatures fall off. And I think 34 on Sunday. That may even be a little optimistic with a little bit of snow around. And again, could accumulate a bit. Monday, snow showers should end. And then on Christmas Day, the high of 26, low of 12. And that, gentlemen, would be our coldest day of the season so far.
Sounds more like it for this time of the year, Chris.
Coming around.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Still ahead here on Eyewitness News, you have just seen the videotape from Denver that Chris showed us. Well, something else happened in Denver today. The dramatic rescue of a young boy who fell through the ice on a pond while on his way to school.
And Marilyn Monroe's marriage contract was just one of the pieces of Hollywood auctioned off today. We're going to tell you how much someone was willing to pay. We'll be right back.
This holiday season, give BVD briefs made of 100% cotton. Men's sizes are just $5.99, while boys' sizes are only $3.99.
Right on the money, right on the money, target's right on the money. Right on the money. Oh, my love, come with me to
Chanel number 5 at Hudson's.
Wow! What? Look at that! Oh! Come on! Go! Go!
Just a little reminder from the people at Kroger that we're here to help this holiday season.
Boy, did you see all those presents? Yeah, you must have some great baggers, huh?
Taking a look now at some other stories making headlines tonight. A real blockbuster at the Congress of People's Deputies in Moscow today. The closest thing the Soviets have to a Congress. Soviet Foreign Minister Edward Shevardnadze resigned in protest of what he feels is a movement toward restoring a dictatorship in the Soviet Union. Shevardnadze is the man given credit for engineering the end of the Cold War, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the democratization of Eastern Europe. Mikhail Gorbachev calls his close allies' decision unforgivable. It's that time of year, once again, when adventuresome youngsters seem overwhelmed by the desire to find out if the ice really is too thin. It was too thin today in Englewood, Colorado, just outside Denver. 10-year-old Michael Graves tried the ice on the way to school, fell through. It was more than 10 minutes before rescuers could get him out.
Go right here.
Two blankets here. Two blankets.
And Mike was taken to the hospital, treated for the effects of the frigid water. He'll be held overnight there, and he will be none the worse, but a lot wiser for the day's experience.
A $15,000 reward is being offered for anyone with information leading to the arrest of 3 men who stole more than $250,000 from a Guardian armored car yesterday. Now, this is a picture of one of the suspects. The robbery happened yesterday afternoon outside Lakeside Mall in Sterling Heights. The FBI says a stolen Aerostar van was used in the robbery. That was found this afternoon. The suspects took a bag like this one from the truck. This was the second robbery of a Guardian armored car this month. Governor James Blanchard has signed a package of bills dealing with gun control. The measures eliminate local government's ability to pass gun control ordinances that are stricter than state law. But all handgun buyers will have to pass a controversial safety quiz before they can buy a gun. Blanchard said he approved the measures because he was afraid a bill would be passed next year without any safeguards at all.
Astronomer Doug Murphy is trying to get a piece of the rock. He's searching for part of a meteorite that crashed near Chelsea 2 weeks ago. And if he discovers it, there is a double payoff. He could receive a $1,000 reward. But more importantly, the meteorite could be an indication of life on other planets. Carbon is the basic element for all known life forms. And if the meteorite contains carbon, that means there could be life somewhere else in the universe.
It's the one that's got carbon. Carbon. If it's carbonaceous in nature, then that's very rare and very special, because that could be older than our solar system.
Fireballs of this sort often appear to land very close to where someone sees them, but many times that's just an illusion. In reality, they have landed great distances from where they are sighted.
Time to take a break. When we come back, Dave Bing answering some allegations of wrongdoing involving the Syracuse basketball program.
Eli Zaret has that story next in Sports Plus.
The big Russian comes through again. Ahead in sports.
It's Chevrolet Geo winter time, where everyone can win with the best-selling line of cars. Sir, what Chevy are you looking at?
This Lumina.
That you are, and you can win with cash back and no payments for 90 days. And Lumina, Caprice, APV. Miss, ever buy a new car before?
No.
Winner! You can win with a first-time buyer bonus on Cavalier, Beretta, or Corsica.
Ask me another one.
You too can be a winner, so hurry to your Chevy Geo dealer during winter time.
I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up.
Hey, holiday toy shoppers, Toys R Us is having its biggest clearance ever. 30 to 75% off on thousands of toys. It's our $100 million holiday clearance, and it's just in time for Christmas. Look for the red stickers and save on thousands of toys at Toys R Us. Remember, we've got the most toys, all at low, low prices. But hurry, they're going fast.
I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine Eli Zaret and Denny McClain in the booth doing Tiger baseball?
For about half an inning
Right.
before we get thrown out.
I guess.
Anyway, let's talk about the Red Wings.
All right.
They are really playing well these days. They have won 5 of their last 6 with 15 home ice wins. That is 3 more than anyone in the league. They beat Winnipeg 3-1 tonight. Face-off in the first period. Keith Primo wins it. Gets the puck to Steve Chason, whose slapper beats Bob Asenza, Chason's 3rd of the year. That old chick tied it at 1, but then Sergei Fedorov right here provides the game winner early third. 2nd straight game, he has done just that. And with 6 minutes left, Sean Burr carries in deep, sees Steve Yzerman cutting in, feeds him for Steve's 20th, and that created the 3-1 Wing final. Elsewhere, Washington St. Louis tie in overtime. Pittsburgh beats Minnesota, Boston over Buffalo, Islanders beat Hartford, and Jersey and Philly skate to a tie. Michigan State is getting close, just 2 games till it opens the Big Ten season at home with Michigan 2 weeks from tonight. Tonight they beat Central 74-61 at the Breslin Center. Spartans with a 17-2 first half run. Matt Steginga to Dwayne Stevens touch pass to Mike Poplawski. Michigan State by 6.5. Central, though, would get to within a point with 8:30 left. Sean Waters here with the drive and lay, and he led the Chips with 25 and seemed to cause Judd the majority of his distress. Steve Smith led with 38 points, 1 shy of his career best. There he saves, then gets a nice pass from Parrish Hickman. MSU 5-3, wins by 13. Dick Versace waited a lifetime for an NBA job. A year and a half into it, it is over. Pacers fired him today. In Atlanta, the Dancing Elves getting into the spirit. Hawks playing very well these days. John Koncak here steals the Jazz pass. Watch Spud Webb's underhand alley-oop pass to Dominique Wilkins. My goodness, they beat Utah 105-87, 6 straight Hawk wins. Elsewhere, Boston bombs Charlotte, and in overtime, Houston leading with just a couple of seconds left. The Syracuse Post-Standard, after a 7-month investigation, accuses Syracuse boosters, among them former star Dave Bing, of paying some players. Paper says Bing gave Orangeman and Ann Arborite Eric Sandifer $400. Bing is the former roommate of coach Jim Boeheim, but is emphatic on this money thing.
Number one, I deny it categorically. I'm an automotive supplier, and we don't make enough money to give anybody any money.
I believe the first part, not the second part. NCAA is on Nevada, Las Vegas again. Jerry Tarkanian's program hit with 29 new rules violations. While the outrage over Ernie Harwell's dismissal continues to burn, the issue of loyalty really seems to bother us most. Ernie, who was really nicer than you can generally expect human beings to be, always took what they paid him and went wherever they told him to go to promote the team. Doesn't he deserve loyalty? Both Ernie and the man who axed him said no.
I think that what I did was right, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I think that we handled Ernie Harwell exactly the way a man of his stature should have been handled. So I'm not making any apologies for it.
I feel that anybody that employs somebody has a right to not continue that employment without giving any explanation. Now, if they want to give one, that's fine. But it would be nice, but I'm certainly not in a position to demand that.
That's because you're just too nice, Ernie. One of the man's catchphrases in his broadcast is, We thank you for your loyalty. Huh, there's that word again.
Nah, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty. I mean, years ago, yeah. But now you keep hearing the word business. I mean, you can give your heart and soul to a ball club, and then one day they'll come up and tell you, hey, we don't need you anymore. And it's just that simple. And this is what happened to him.
So, will those loyal to Ernie and threatening to boycott Tiger games and broadcasts hold firm? One of Ernie's closest colleagues says,
I don't think you're going to see a whole big difference in the people who come to the Tiger ball games or listen to the Tiger ball games, nor would there be any difference if I was gone to the Red Wings or any place else. Yes, it's a heat of the moment. It's a boom, boom. It's a Rick Mahorn going away, and they'll never go to another Piston game. They haven't had any problems.
So will 28% of you, according to the Free Press poll, listen less after Ernie goes? Will you remain loyal to him, as you say? History, sadly, as Martin points out, says you won't.
Maybe we just won't stay up quite as late for those West Coast
maybe
games.
so. I think they got to get a really big name to fill in from. One rumor is Sparky Anderson will leave after next year, go into the booth at least to deflect some of the criticism of whoever would follow Ernie.
Going to have to do something.
Something big.
Yeah, they sure will. Okay, thanks, Eli.
A few months ago, Novi police auctioned off Madonna's blue scarf, and it went for several $100s.
Well, guess what this thing went for? You know what that is? That's Indiana Jones' whip. Oh. And you'll have to dig deep into your wallet to pay for this one. We'll have that story as we wrap things up in just a moment.
We're about to adjust your picture for Fuji color. Fuji color, yellow. Fuji color, purple. Fuji color, red. Fuji color, blue. Fuji color, orange. Fuji color, green. Fuji color. Now that you've seen it, how can you see color any other way?
USA Today calls Havana a high-stakes winner. Time and Newsweek agree. Havana is a glossy movie, an adult Hollywood entertainment. Redford gives one of his most deeply felt performances. Havana has a high romantic spirit in an exotic city, decadent and a swarm with corrupt and conniving characters. From the director of Out of Africa, Robert Redford, Lena Olin, Havana, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
See how the latest lottery numbers stack up and put the forecast at your fingertips. Call the TV2 Weather Center, 1-976-2200.
Mazda 626. All-Star family sedan, racing toward record sales. Shouldn't your family feel just right? It's never been easier. With factory-to-dealer incentives, plus special options packages, you can save up to $1,820. Mazda, there's no stopping us now. And with deals like this, there's no stopping you. Hurry to your Mazda dealer. This special event ends soon.
Stalled budget talks are the subject in Washington today. Negotiators are coping with a fiscal budget deficit estimated at $168 billion. Rain, at times heavy, is expected to last through the weekend. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial closed down for the fourth day in a...
You know what's really important. Knowing from Estee Lauder. Now at Hudson's.
Clumsy canister vacuums can drive you bananas. But now Hoover introduces the Futura cleaner with a swivel hose for ease and mobility. Now your vacuum goes anywhere you go. And some places you don't. Mobility. Hoover invented it.
Brighten your holidays with NBD's Christmas Festival of Music on WJOI FM 97. 39 hours of continuous music starting 9 a.m. Christmas Eve.
Well, how much would you pay for a piece of Hollywood? Marilyn Monroe's marriage contract to playwright Arthur Miller fetched more than $14,000 today at an auction at Christie's in London. Indiana Jones' kangaroo hide whip sold for more than $25,000 to a Parisian cafe owner, something to keep the customers in line. A wallet owned by 1950s film star James